Take a look at this mean green pocket rocket. This is the 2025 Audi RS3, and this one has been optioned to $77,000, the smallest and most affordable of the Audi RS models, and it's got some really interesting, quirky things about it. A 5-cylinder engine under the hood, very rare and unique. The front tires are wider than the rear tires because of the interesting balance. Same thing, we have carbon ceramic brakes on the front, but not the back. You have Quattro all-wheel drive with a really cool torque splitting function, and this one has been finished in a very bright and vibrant Kyalami green. I am very excited to spend some time living with the 2025 Audi RS3. Under the hood is very interesting. This is a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-5, and 5 cylinders are rather rare in the automotive industry. Now, you may have heard people joke that it's half of a Lamborghini V10, which, yes, the early Gallardo had a 5-liter V10, and half of that is a 2.5-liter inline-5, but they are different engine families. This makes pretty healthy power output. Originally, it was 401 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. But with the refresh, due to some dumb regulation stuff, it makes a little bit less power. It's now 394 horsepower and the same 369 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and, of course, Quattro all-wheel drive, which can send 50% of the torque to the rear and then up to 100% of that available rear torque to either outboard wheel via a torque vectoring differential. So some really cool powertrain technology. Audi says 0 to 60 in the mid 3-second range, but people have tested it in the low 3s, and because this one has the Dynamic Plus package, top speed is 180 miles an hour. We're losing sunlight, but let me take you on a quick tour of the RS3. This color is called Kyalami green. It's very, very vibrant, and it's actually a no-cost option. It's not some Audi exclusive paint. When I looked at the window sticker, I'm pretty sure it was free, and it definitely stands out. Now, the DRLs are really cool. They're actually selectable. You can change the design pattern. It's currently this kind of like race flag checker pattern, which is pretty cool. And then up front, we've got the blacked out hexagonal, oh wait, these aren't square, diamond, I took geometry. The blacked out diamond grille here, really nice and aggressive. The Audi logo's kind of gone more minimalistic and thin, and something that's really interesting is there's no RS badge out front. There's no RS3 badge. I mean, it's got the massive gaping mouth, which looks really aggressive, but there's no clear RS3 badging on the front grille. This bulges out a bit here, and carbon fiber. There's lots of carbon fiber on this little thing. We've got the carbon fiber mirror caps. And then, now normally, the front tires are wider than the rears, but we're currently on some Soto Zero winter tires because winter has essentially arrived here in Michigan. It already snowed. So this is square stance, not the factory summer tire setup. You see the carbon ceramic brakes, this black two-tone machined wheel design, and I really like this little bulge out here, this like air extractor thing that looks nice and aggressive. Now, there's no Audi badge out front, but you do get a little Audi RS3 badge here on the gloss black. And back here, no carbon ceramic brakes. Let's save on cost, right? Because of the dynamics to weight distribution, apparently it just wouldn't do much in the back, so why put them on there? So regular steel brakes. We have a carbon spoiler here, slightly updated taillights, little like arrows. You do get an RS3 badge on the back, but they've kind of redesigned the Audi Sport logo, like the red checker is like off to the side, so that's been slightly redone. I think these reflectors went vertical, carbon fiber rear diffuser, and of course the big oval RS exhaust tips, kind of a signature. It is a design thing. You can see the actual physical exhaust tips below, but it's a cool thing. From the RS4 to the RS6, RS7, the big oval tips represent the RS models. And then I like this little kind of F1 race car style vertical reflector here in the middle, and this diffuser, look, you can see air would channel through that. Functional. It's a cool little compact sporty sedan. Now, we don't get the hatchback version. Audi will not give that to us here in America. You just have to do with a regular 4-door. Oh, this is also carbon fiber side skirt. Lots of carbon on this thing. And take a look at that. I really like that little projector lamp. It's really clear. The clarity is quite impressive. Little RS logo right there. Cold start in the RS3. Well, that's interesting. There's your park. That's reverse. I mean, it's very intuitive and easy, but I kind of miss having an actual shifter lever. Huh. Lots of glossy piano black that attracts dust and fingerprints, but this is also interesting. This is your little volume, forward backtrack, mute. You can press it, it's clicky, but also is touch sensitive swipey for changing the volume. Nice sunny day. We've got the lake over there. trees still have some leaves left on them for the RS3, but this thing has Quattro and it's on winter tire, so we're equipped for whatever Mother Nature decides to throw at us. I don't think it's supposed to snow this week, although that would be a lot of fun to play around with this thing in the snow. I think the weather is actually clear, but it is properly set up. So do zeros on this thing to handle if it were to snow. If you're not familiar, I've been an Audi fan for quite a while. I have owned a lot of different Audis actually. Had an Audi S4, a B8.5 generation, and then Gen 1 R8 V10 Spider gated manual, and an RS7 2016 C7.5 in Nardo Gray. Then I had a Gen 2 R8 RWS, the rear-wheel drive V10, and then a Audi A8L. So I've gone through my share of Audi lineup of vehicles, fan of the brand. I have actually never spent time with this newer generation RS3, and we know it as the little pocket rocket, right? With the 2.5 inline 5 boosted, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. I've spent a lot of time in the bigger RS models or the like RS5, but I'm very excited to see what this is like to live with. Man, this thing will happily hold second gear, hold the revs. All right, let's punch it. This engine has such a unique sound and feeling. And it delivers pretty dang healthy power. Ooh, this thing is fun. The green theme ambient lighting on the inside is really cool. This actually shines through this suede pattern on the door card. That's cool. And you get the subtle glow here and the line. That's done very nicely. Take a look on the passenger side. I'm sure it can also change colors too. Yep, we have so many different color options. There's Impulse, but then these stay green because these aren't lighting. These are painted trim pieces. So looks a little bit like Christmas here. You can go to Solar. What's Contour? Oh, that's just like white. Look at this. So if I go to RS Individual, you can change your torque splitter, comfortable, balanced, sport, your drive, balanced, sport, suspension, comfortable, balanced, sport. I put it on the comfy setting. Steering, comfortable, balanced, sport, engine sound, quiet, automatic, or present. I love their like descriptors here. Like sport, balanced, comfortable, sure, that makes sense, right? But like present instead of like soft, quiet, loud or something like that. ESC on or sport, so you can reconfigure, but you can also, I'm gonna go back to drive select down here. You can also edit RS performance. Oh, this one has a lot less different functions you can change. Those two are hot mapped to the buttons on a steering wheel, a little checkerboard, the race flag thing. That is RS performance and an RS individual. And then you have RS torque rear, which is for drifty shenanigans. Ooh, the cluster changes too. So that's if you have a lot of space to do some shenanigans. So lots of different ways to interface. You can use the drive select button down here. You have comfort, auto dynamic, and then the two here on the steering wheel, kind of like the BMW M1, M2 buttons on M cars. It makes a really cool sound. It's very unique. It's hard to describe. It's a little more rumbly. Oh, pretty quick shifts from this dual clutch. This thing is certainly a nice way to brighten up your garage. Ooh. That's a fun welcome sequence with the lighting. Wait, I want to see that again. There's lock, unlock. All right, that's pretty cool. And look, I changed the design of the DRLs. The interior is cool. We've got some satin carbon finish, of course, the Quattro badge. You have the green accents here. I believe you can also do these accents in red. These are actually painted. The seats are really cool too. You have that signature RS quilted hexagon pattern with the green accent stitching, and then the RS logo embossed here. And oh, you see, this is the old Audi RS logo where there's an overlap between the R and that like little rectangle. On the new one, they like space it out. So See, that doesn't match the logo on the back. I prefer this old style one here. But we also have this green suede accent on the side, which is really, really cool. They keep the green theme very nicely. Green seat belts here, stitching along the door. The steering wheel is suede with the green stitching, and it actually feels, it's very thin in diameter, and it's actually rather large, but it's flat bottom and flat top. You get the green marker here. It's very big contrast compared to M2, which has a very big, chonky, like larger diameter steering wheel. This is definitely much more thin feeling. You get the paddles there, the cool little cutout. And then these controls are touch sensitive, swipey. So I can like swipe up and down for volume. I can also click up and down for volume. So it's both swipe sensitive and clicking, just like here, right? I can swipe up and down for changing things on the screen, or you can click. But then we have the little shortcut buttons there. Whoop, went into RS Performance. Here the exhaust open up. It's definitely a bit louder. And then the minimalist newer Audi logo. Okay, this road is terrible even by Michigan standards, but this is where the RS3, yeah, it's an RS model, so it's going to be a little bit more on the firm side, but I am going very slowly because, yeah, this is terrible. So comfort is going to be sacrificed. On the bigger tier RS models, like the RS6, RS7, you have air suspension, so it will be a little bit more civilized. I'm just in auto right now. I'm not in even the more aggressive firm modes. But the bigger ones, they have fancy air suspension, so they can get a little bit more softly sprung, but at the same time, they're also a lot bigger, heavier, and come on massive tires or massive wheels. Like you can get an RS7, RS6 with 22-inch wheels now, which means you have this much sidewall. So that's kind of crazy to me. On my previous, oh my God, on my previous generation RS7, I actually downsized from 21s to 20s because I want a little bit more sidewall because roads in Michigan are like this. Just in some random back neighborhood. This should have been a shortcut, but it actually took me longer because I was driving so slowly. Yeah, why is our infrastructure so terrible? Where do my tax dollars all go? This thing is quick. Angel just took me to a dance class, which was a lot of fun. Thank you, honey. Now, welcome to the RS3. Thank you. Do you like the green? Green is your favorite color, but you have very specific shades of green you like.
I do not like this lime green.
It's too vibrant. Kyalami green. It's so cool though. It looks so fun. Look at it. Look at how it stands out on this gray, gloomy day in a parking lot of boring colored cars.
I feel like it's too like attention grabbing. You know, I like something a little bit more discreet on the road.
Fair enough.
Right?
Okay. Drake also has one this week in California, and his is dark gray, and he was sad that his wasn't green. This is good for social media.
That more, like dark evergreen.
What about the green interior? All the accents. You see the stitching.
That's
and
cool. I like the contrast. But again, I'm not a huge fan of that bright lime green color. Anything like too bright, I'm just not a huge. I like deep, rich colors.
Like a forest green.
Like a forest green, exactly.
Thank you. So they sort of updated the RS logo, which has been like this for the longest time. You see how the R overlaps with the little like checker red thing, the little square? Now take a look at the key fob.
Oh.
They separate it. So on the back of the car, the badge is like this. There's like a space. It's like the red thing, and the RS, there's no overlap. But now look at the seat in Boss.
Oh, there's the overlap of the R. I kind of like the overlap more.
Yeah, me too. See, that's the old style with the overlap. So like...
And even here, these buttons don't have it either.
Oh yeah, see, that's different. Good. Yeah. See, that's different. So like on the same steering wheel, we have two different RS logos. And it's really, pick one and stick with it, right? I prefer this one. Please pick this one and go back. But the inconsistency is like, who decided that? That's really weird, actually. And you see, this one here is the old style RS3 logo, and the puddle lamp is also the old style. You can kind of see it right there, right? So like, it's just totally different all over the car. Also, we have a Sonos sound system. I don't think I've ever seen Sonos in a car. I wonder if I can connect it like with my app from like at home and use the entire RS3.
I thought the A8 had it. The Sonos.
No, A is Bang & Olufsen. It was the B&O.
Oh.
The really fancy one of the tweeters that came up. I really wanted to get the B&O sound system. Yeah, this is Sonos. I have never... It used to always be Bose or B&O is to upgrade for Audis, and I guess they use Sonos now. It's just like rebranding. Like, let's go for a drive and wrap up some final thoughts on what it's been like to live with the Audi RS3. Let's go into RS Individual. This thing is definitely a lot of fun. I feel like it punches above its weight class in terms of the performance. Another car that comes to mind as a competitor is the BMW M2. Very different formula, rear-wheel drive only, but it's also stepped up in power. The latest, most updated M2 is like 473 horsepower, which is a pretty substantial increase compared to this thing. But here we have Quattro all-wheel drive, and we have a very distinct, unique feeling powertrain. The firing order, the fact that it has 5 cylinders, it's just a really different little sporty, hot hatched, compact sedan feeling car. And the capabilities definitely have stepped up. This refreshed RS3 reset the Nürburgring record for its class around like a 733, which is pretty quick. That is pretty impressive. Now, this one is not going to be in terms of peak performance potential because we're running winter tires right now. We're kind of in that awkward in-between weather zone where, like, you know, sometimes during the day it's actually not too terribly cold out, but then it's getting cold, freezing, so the summer tires aren't going to be great, but it's not snowing quite yet. If it was snowing, I would have had a ton of fun, and these are not the factory sizes, the downsize up front. Factory is 265s up front. Again, wider than the rear tires. But you still get hints of that personality, the funness, and it's a very different sound and feel and character. The dual clutch is still welcome because I feel like a lot of these platform vehicles are now going to a torque converter automatic, which they're pretty good, but there's something snappy about the dual clutch. Like, that shift was really crisp. And listen to that sound. Definitely fun. Now, some of the limitations are this starts life as an A3. So this platform vehicle in the whole VW modular platform is going to have much more humble roots than, for example, an Audi RS6, right? That's just a more expensive, higher end vehicle. And you can only do so much with covering surfaces in leather and suede and carbon. This is a really cool interior, but there are, again, some limitations to the architecture, but that brings it to a friendlier price point. It always ends up being this debate. Do you want the top tier of an entry-level model or like an entry-level higher tier model? So you can either spend this kind of money on okay option Audi S5 or an S4, right? Or you can get the RS3, and it's just a different flavor of experience. Now, I actually really like this interior, the way it's themed with all the green. I like that you still have some physical controls, but then there's some things I don't like. This shifter is very unsatisfying, surrounded by a lot of high gloss piano black. This little volume swipey thing is kind of funky. I do like the buttons on a steering wheel for RS individual, or if we go to RS Performance, I definitely like the little shortcut ones, but also the inconsistency of RS logos is really bugging me, right? Even on a steering wheel, there's one there and one there. Why are they different? Why are they different? Steering is okay, a little bit lighter even when you go into sport mode than I expected. But yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. This would be hilarious in the snow with these Soda Zero winter tires on it. A little too early in December. Usually I would not be complaining about no snow. I'd be like, wait, hold off snow. But with this kind of thing, I want it to snow so I can go play around with it. A lot of cool things you can personalize, like the lights. The fact that you can change your DRL design is actually pretty cool. What else? Pricing. We should talk about the pricing. So 70,000 in the 70s range, right? You're going against M2, about that price point. The CT4V Blackwing hasn't been given like an update. Cadillac went ahead and updated the CT5V Blackwing, but the CT4 has kind of stayed with the older interior and screens and stuff. So that is not quite keeping up with the times, I would say. Still a really fun platform. Less exciting feeling powertrain, but you can get that with a manual transmission. Mercedes, the little AMG versions, the BMW M2, I mentioned that. So we still have some options for these like hot performance little cars, but this has been a lot of fun living with the RS3. It really did remind me a lot of my V8.5 S4. That was a supercharged V6. This is obviously a much more unique engine, but dual clutch, you know, all-wheel drive, similar size footprint. Cars are getting bigger and bigger, and it's cool getting back at something like this. This thing has some pretty legit performance, even though on paper, the power output number may not sound like it's anything crazy. I mean, it doesn't even make 400 horsepower anymore, right? They had to downgrade it slightly, but the dynamics are definitely fun. The torque splitter rear is cool. Let's see. Well, I can feel the back pivoting a little bit. Yeah, roundabouts are a good way to test around here because we don't have amazing curvy roads. I hope you guys enjoyed this video living with the Audi RS3. What did you guys think about it? Would you go for this, or are you getting a BMW M2, which can be optioned with a manual? Ooh. But this one here, you have Quattro all-wheel drive, torque splitter, it's lower, firmer, lots of things to adjust as you would expect. It definitely looks the part. I like the presence up front, the big blacked out grille. And it's reasonably comfortable as a daily driver, not super floaty, like, that's pretty firm right there, right? But it's an RS model after all. Thanks for watching.